Hello friends, welcome to Nostella Wealth. I am Mahindra Rao and today in this video we will be talking about Kotak Emerging Equities Fund. Kotak Emerging Equity Fund is a mid-cap oriented fund in which minimum allocation will be 65% in mid-cap companies only. So this becomes a bit of a moderate risk compared to the overall equity, and we are able to generate better returns whenever we are investing in mid-cap companies. So let's find out what is the Kotak Emerging Equity Funds and let's dig in more information about it. So let's start. So first we have to understand why mid caps. So mid caps are basically investing in tomorrow's leaders today. What is happening is we are identifying those companies in that mid cap space which will be tomorrow's large cap. This scenario today in the Indian economy, we find many companies which can be the leaders of tomorrow. Hence, this category becomes very special, and it is very important that you take a note of it and start investing if you have not invested into the mid cap category. Reason is very simple. It's likely to be India's decade. India's GDP has been growing phenomenally well. If you see the first $1 trillion, it took India 58 years to reach that $1 trillion mark. But it took only 7 years to reach that second $1 trillion mark. And in the 8th year, we were already at the third $1 trillion mark, and we are on the journey to reach the fourth $1 trillion mark. So if you see, the journey for achieving that next trillion is getting smaller and smaller, and as per the government's target of reaching $5 trillion economy is not that far away. And who will be the biggest beneficiary? The mid-cap companies. So we have to position ourselves and our portfolio well that mid-cap company is growing. So this is a beautiful chart that you should be considering while investing. So mid-cap stocks. Why mid-cap stocks? Because it has a good proxy for India growth story. Many emerging businesses comes out from mid-cap companies. Lot of new opportunities in emerging sectors like QSR, quick service restaurants, multiplex chains. We find many businesses growing dramatically. More investment opportunities expected to emerge in mid and small cap segments. And what is happening is there is a huge shift which has come from an unorganized to organized sector. There are good reform after GST coming in. There are good reform measures by the government resulting in organized sector gaining the market share. In each of the sector, if you see, there are many organized sectors which are gaining the market shares. After COVID-19 and lockdown, this has been growing dramatically. The growth of organized sector in each of that particular sector in which they are doing business has been growing rapidly. And the mid-cap companies are always with that domestic play. They don't do business across globe. Major of the companies and major of the sectors, they produce in India, do business in India, and India has a good purchasing power today. So the domestic play will give you the biggest advantage. High growth domestic business will witness increased investor interest as economy recovers, and we are on the verge of recovery. Still there are some hiccups over a few months back, but again we are recovering from that hiccups. So if you see the relative valuation give a high growth prospect, mid caps are better placed compared to large caps. In the current scenario, mid caps are a bit of overpriced, but if I see in a long term horizon for 5+ years, 7+ years or 10+ years, still I have a good scope of investing in mid-cap companies. Not now, but I can stagger my investment, and over a period of time I can participate in this mid-cap growth journey. Value re-rating opportunities. Mid and small cap companies relatively are very under research compared to large cap. So we will be able to find good opportunities in this category. So these are companies which are able to exploit themselves. Growth is at that rate that you will be finding 100x or a 500x or even 1000x multi-bagger stock in this category particularly. Simplicity of analysis. Mid and small cap mostly present in single businesses and pure plays. So they are not a conglomerates, right? They are focused on the core business, whatever they are into. If it will be auto, they are in auto. If it is banks, they are in banks. They are not in multiple other businesses. If they are in chemicals, they are in chemicals. So it is a very pure play and a single business. And this single business gives them opportunity to grow exponentially because all the energy and the focus is on that particular sector wherever they are in. So this category basically becomes a good proxy for India growth story. So if India grows, these companies will have the biggest advantage because they do business in India. So if we see the fastest growing sectors can be captured to mid caps. Any sector whichever is growing fast, the large cap will make a move but the mid caps in that particular category will make a faster move, right? Be it auto sector, banking and financial services, cement. If you see in this particular slide, we see the sector market cap as percentage of total market cap. So sectors like consumer durables, diversified, engineering, FMCG, infrastructure, IT services, logistics, media, metal, mining, any sector you take, and every sector will have a large cap and a mid cap into that category of the businesses. And if the large caps are growing, the mid caps along with it will grow at an exponential rate. So that is the advantage of staying invested and even investing and staying invested in a mid cap, because that will give you a more better returns than investing in a large cap, though it is a risky allocation, but again higher risk, higher the returns. Again, in the previous slide we had understood mid caps make a good proxy for India's story. More than 53% of BSE 100 revenue is not in INR. Large caps are greater exposed to FII flow volatility. So many large cap companies are fluctuating only because of the FII money movement. So they do not particularly reflect the India growth story, but they do business globally. So they have that advantage of globalization. But compared to mid cap has a India business environment and India growth story advantage. Mid cap companies have greater revenue exposure to India. Mid cap companies are therefore a more robust domestic play. So whenever India will start growing, the mid cap companies will have that advantage. And if we see today, India has that growth advantage in giving the benefit to the mid cap stocks. Many sectors only represented in mid cap category. If we see this particular category, these are the categories only available in mid cap companies, and this you won't find it in a large cap. You don't find a Nifty 100. You won't find a company into a business of pumps or agrichem or pipes or bearings or construction or even a specialty chemical. There is no large cap companies who is into specialty chemicals, but the same companies or the same sectors can be found in the mid cap companies, and these sectors are basically the growth driven factors. If India has to grow, this kind of stocks or this kind of sectors will be the biggest beneficiary and have the biggest advantage of the growth in the coming next 5 to 10 years. So this is why this category becomes very important. For long-term mid-cap SIP investor, even the worst case scenario is enriching. If you see on the chart, even in the worst case scenario, SIP invested will give you a better return. If it is the best case, it will give you anyway, which ways a better returns. But in a worst case also, it is giving you an advantage. In this example, if SIP is assumed at 25,000 per month since 1st April 2005, and this is the calculation of Nifty Midcap 150 TRI index. So 25,000 invested would have grown to 2 crore 46 lakhs. That is in a worst case scenario. But if we see in the best case scenario, it would have been 2 crore 72 lakhs. And in the average case, it would have been 2.58 crores. And the actual investment what an investor is making is 52 lakh 75,000. So in this chart, if you see the total TRI index, Nifty Midcap 150 TRI index has been able to deliver a good returns over a period of time, and this will even continue in the future also, because this space is a very healthy space and this will give you a better growth opportunities in the future. The biggest advantage of this category is the sweet spot for Indian equities. Large cap companies, those are the 100 top companies. These are very extensively researched. They have a moderate growth and they have high institutional holding. Vis-a-vis, if we compare this with mid-cap 101 to 250 companies, these are basically less research. These are under-owned by the market. It has a very high growth and it has demonstrated management history, because from a small cap, if a company becomes a mid-cap, so that is because of the management. And that management history is reflected in the stock prices, in the stock movement, in the businesses. And in this mid-cap category, we have that advantage that the management history is demonstrated. So we are able to find some good companies, some good businesses to invest in this category. Compared to small caps are very risky compared to mid-cap stock, because they are at a very pre-emergent stage. Business models are there, but they are not that well established. So on the risk return scenario, this will have a higher risk and a higher return. So mid-cap particularly are in a very sweet spot for Indian equities, and if India is growing, India wants to touch that $5 trillion economy, the biggest beneficiary will be the mid-cap stock. So now let's talk about Kotak Emerging Equity Fund, how the fund is designed, how the fund is structured, what all details you need to understand, what all details is there in the basic details of the fund. So let's find out the objective of the fund. The objective of the fund is creating alpha by identifying opportunities in mid-cap segment. Stock holdings, they will be holding not more than 60 to 70 stocks driven by bottom-up stock selection. Idea generation backed by a very strong research team. Risk mitigation, emphasis on management quality and free cash flows. So they will be focusing on good management and the FCF. The businesses are having a good FCFs. They will be participating in that businesses, or else they will not be selecting that particular businesses. Flexibility under constraint with respect to sector. Flexibility to invest 35% in large and small cap as per the mid cap fund category. As per the SEBI definition and rule, 65% allocation has to be toward equity in mid cap equities, and the rest 35% they can participate in large cap or small cap as well. So they can be, the objective is to create alpha by participating in 65% in mid cap. They can go 100% mid cap, they can go, minimum will be 65% any given point of time. So we have that advantage of investing in a mid cap stocks, right? So this is the investment strategy this fund will be following. Monkey to King Kong strategy in mid caps. So there are many monkeys in this sector. This is a pictorial depiction of stocks as a concept. So just a disclaimer, the sectors have many lot of monkeys, but few will become gorillas. And out of that gorillas, one or two will go on to become King Kong, right? So these are the categories which we'll be investing in, and out of this categories of or different sectors which will be investing, one will become 1000x or one will become a multi-bagger. But the idea is to identify 3 to 5 multi-baggers into this particular category, which will be tomorrow's leader, right? So this is the advantage of mid caps. We are buying those companies at a very cheaper valuation, at a cheaper price, at a very small or nascent stage, and that business tomorrow becomes a large cap business. It enters into Nifty Next 50 and then it enters into Nifty 50. That will give the most exponential growth in your portfolio, right? So the positive themes which this fund is investing in is big getting bigger, strong getting stronger, revival of industrial manufacturing and private sector capex, revival of residential real estate, digitalization, and the to financial saving. So these are the themes which they will be investing in. So many companies which are getting bigger and bigger and stronger, they will be investing in those categories. They will be investing in industrial manufacturing companies because of the private sector capex which is involved and the government capex which is involved, which will push the particular sector. Residential real estate revival, there is a good residential real estate revival which is happening in the past 3 months, 6 months. Good numbers being declared by real estate companies. Stamp duty and registration is happening on a very large scale across India. So good number of flats are being sold out. So they will be investing into that category, into that theme particularly, not in real estate sector, but that particular theme. The ancillaries which are a part of that real estate sector, they will be investing in that category. Digitalization, of course, digitalization will be a future to reduce the cost, to reduce the brand, and for a good flow of businesses. Digitalization is the need of the hour, and we have seen this in the past 3, 4 to 5 years that how important digitalization is into any particular businesses. So the companies attached to it, the sector attached to it will have the biggest advantage. And if we see physical to financial savings, there are good amount of transmission which has happened from physical assets to financial assets in the past 5 years. There are many demat accounts which are being opened, many mutual funds people are investing in, many golds people are buying. They are not buying through physical gold, but they are buying gold through mutual funds, ETFs, sovereign gold bond. So there is a drastic shift from physical to financial savings, and the companies which will be a beneficiary of that, they will be investing into that positive thing. So these are the themes which they will be investing in. Now the investment process, when we talk about the investment process of Kotak Emerging Equity Fund, the process is very simple. First, the investment universe. The universe of mid-cap stocks is 101 to 50 stocks. The stock of 150 stocks portfolio. Major investment will be happening into that category. Research will be conducted on that particular category of 150 stocks. From that research, there will be an idea generation which will happen that this is the business that you should be looking or you should be investing in. Then there is a company meeting and ideas will be discussed on table. Investment report is generated. and then is a portfolio action. And once the portfolio is created, there is an ongoing review. So this is a very simple process, not so complicated, and this is the process this fund will be following, and that will help the growth of that particular fund, and we will be able to generate better returns from this Kotak Emerging Equity Fund. Stock selection for the fund. So idea is whenever we identify a stock, whenever this fund is identifying stock, they will be following this buy and hold strategy. It is not that they will be keeping on churning the portfolio. The turnover ratio is very less, but the idea is to hold the good businesses for a longer horizon. High entry barriers, strong business franchise. They will find out business which are very focused on strong management. First pointer that has to be is the strong management, and the business which will be able to deliver high return on capital, that is your ROCE, and ROE has to be high. So this will be the parameters for selecting a stock into that particular fund. So if the company is able to follow this 5 pointers checklist, then it will be a part of that particular portfolio. Risk element, because there are certain risks associated with mid-cap. The risk element of liquidity, so they will be cancelling or they will be mitigating the risk by investing a diversified portfolio with no stock exceeding 5%. So if my weightage in a particular stock will not be more than 5% any given point of time. So corporate governance risk, so they will be monitoring the systematic monitoring the stock holdings. Bottom up stock picking will be there, and they will be monitoring the macros. The interest rate risk will be mitigated by monitoring the macros, so they will understand what is the interest rate movement in the market. Sectoral risk, stock liquidity is a factor in asset allocation, thus reducing the risk into that category. Investment strategy and portfolio construction guidelines, they will identify high growth potential of mid cap size company. Portfolio will exhibit higher volatility than large caps, however tends to have a larger return base. So this fund is into that particular category wherein the volatility will be much higher than large cap, right? Because this is a very risky asset class, risky category to be in, because these are basically a smaller company compared to the large cap companies. But they will have an idea of buying and holding it for a longer period of time, and they will not be churning it on a regular basis. So if we see why Kotak Emerging Equity Fund, so investment in this fund is to generate long-term capital appreciation from portfolio of equity and equity related securities by investing in predominantly in mid-cap companies. So 65% in mid-cap companies participate in Indian equity based on factors like relative valuation, liquidity and market sentiments. So that will be the framework they will be following. And this fund was inception was on 30th March 2007. The benchmark is Nifty 50 Midcap 150 TRI, and the ideal investment horizon in any mid-cap category is 5+ years. Correct. The goal is to create wealth for the investors, and this is a very high risk. The fund manager is Mr. Pankaj Tibrewal since May 2010, and the fund current AUM is 33,900 crores. So if you see the mid-cap, they are currently invested at 71%. Small cap they are holding 2%, and large cap they are holding 22%. If you see the top 10 portfolio holdings, they are holding Supreme Material into the material sector is 5%, Schaeffler India 3%, Persistent System 3%, Cummins 3%, Solar Industries 3%, SKF India 2.65%, Oberoi Realty 2.62%, Bharat Forge 2.6%, Thermax 2%, Kajaria Ceramics 2%. So these are their current top 10 portfolio holdings. Concentration, if we see the total number of stocks they are holding is 80. The allocation in top 10 stocks is 30%, top 5 stocks is 17%, top 3 sectors they are invested 43%. And if you see the portfolio ka PB ratio, it is 4.81, and portfolio PE ratio is 33.77. The current PE ratio is a bit on the expensive side, because currently the mid-cap category as such is very highly valued, and there is a good run-up in the past 3 months. So current valuation is at a higher range. If you want to invest, you invest in a very staggered manner, and do not put lump sum money into the category. If you see the sector wage range, capital goods is holding good 19%, financial is 13%, materials 12%, chemicals 10%, consumer discretionary is 9%, and healthcare is 6.2%. If we see the performance of the fund, the Kotak Emerging Equity Fund is a 16-year-old fund, and it has delivered 14.35% return since inception. If you see the last 1 year returns, it is 22.7%. If you see 3 years, it is 31.65%, and last 10 years it has delivered 23.88%. But if you see the 16 years performance since inception, it has delivered 14.35%. So a bit less than the benchmark BSE 150 Midcap TRI. But this fund has a possibility of turning around and creating good wealth for the client, and you can check with your advisor if you are planning to invest into this category. Thank you so much guys for listening, and signing off, Mahendra Rao. We'll meet again in the next video. Till that time, bye bye.